cancer does not vary whether you are young or you're old, you're rich or you're poor. If you come across these cancerous cells, you know you're in trouble. Mr. Speaker, World Health Organization, it estimates that 8.2 people die annually out of cancer, and numbers are expected to triple even as we move towards our Vision 2030 in Kenya and even in Africa. WHO says cancer kills 450,000 annually, and by 2030 it will be claimed that 1 million people shall die annually because of various diseases out of the cancerous cell, Mr. Speaker. In the recent, cancer has caused deaths, and the death rates are alarming to a population like one that is in Kenya, which is stated as a developing country, Mr. Speaker. I believe having cancer diagnosis and treatment in our own homeland can be a great milestone achieved if we can be able to curb this disease. It will cut down treatment, and to a great extent, it will help us to come closer to serving humanity in a way, Mr. Speaker, that is stated in the Constitution, Mr. Speaker, when we talk about affordable health care. For those patients who are not able to access Nairobi Hospital, Aga Khan Hospital, and MP Shah, Mr. Speaker, they tend to die in the villages because, Mr. Speaker, they cannot be able to meet up and cater for the cost and the excess cost, Mr. Speaker, which comes after NHIF card, Mr. Speaker, cannot cover certain costs, Mr. Speaker. A lot of Kenyan burden in regards to cancer is left to our private hospitals. And Mr. Speaker, you realize just recently we embarked on a campaign for the NHIF cards, Mr. Speaker. And in this case, I want to make these revelations to the floor of the House, that our NHIF cards cannot cover 100% of the cost which is met by the cancer patients in our country. And it would only cover up to around 42%. And Mr. Speaker, the rest of the burden is left to our Kenyans and poor Kenyans, Mr. Speaker, who are dying.